Hey everyone, and welcome back to another model discussion video. So last one was, I believe, working on Emily. You can see now that she's done. She's sitting here on the set. However, I'm not going to be talking about her today, as I really just want to do a short one of these. I always forget how easy these videos are to make, because it's only myself that makes them intentionally hard by, talking about more tedious things. Because if I'm lazy, I can just do a shorter one or whatever. And so that's what I'm going to be doing today. I know a lot of people are requesting me for engines, and I'm really sorry for putting that off for so long. But hopefully the next one will be Thomas. I can't guarantee it, but hopefully so. So today we're going to be talking about tanks, because recently I've decked out a lot of my smaller tanks, weathered them up, painted them, and all sorts of stuff. And so I figured that would be a good thing to talk about. So let's start off with my very first one. I did this one a long time ago. This was something I believe Alvin found in a parts bin at a model railway shop, something like that. It's a really nice looking tank. I really like this. It was already built and everything. It's originally a light gray color, and as you see here, I just weathered it. This was before I really knew how to weather things very well. So I just did a spray coat. It still looks really nice, very presentable. And I love the little hose at the back and the little cap at the front or at the top. I really like that. But yeah, it's still really a nice looking tank. Maybe one day I can go back and make it look a little bit better, but I feel like it's fine how it is. And I have other things I can work on. So I like to sit these on top of these buildings, because that's how they did it in the show. In the season 5 docks layout, there was a big black tank that sat on top of this white building. I've gotten a few requests to talk about these white buildings too, so I think I might do that in the future. Those ones actually had a very interesting build process, so I'd love to get to those. However, yeah, today we're focusing on tanks, so that was the very first one I did. And then, yeah, much later, but very recently, was when I acquired this 6-pack of tanks. It was a Walters kit pack, and I recently built those up, so I want to talk about those. So the very first one I did was this larger one. I did in a green color because there's a lot of green things on Sodor, and I thought that would really match the aesthetic very well. So one thing that I did with this one, and I believe one other one, was that sorry to scratch my face, is that this one was matte coated first. So that's something that I realized was a bad idea later on, and I'll get to why in a second. But yeah, it is still weathered very nicely. You can see a lot of orange, a lot of streak weathering. I'm trying to get the lighting well. All right, that's a bit better. Yeah, you can see the little streaks, hints of orange. I really like that, adds a nice touch. There was multiple of these caps that were supposed to go on each side, but I thought it would look more Thomasy if it was simpler and there was only one cap. Because yeah, a lot of things in the television series are very simplified. So yeah, it turned out kind of sloppy how I put it together. However, I'm still so proud of it, because the sloppiness of how it's built actually adds to it, because it looks kind of more like it's rusted and it's rusting or breaking apart a bit. Sorry, I'm stumbling on my words today. Here's another one. This is another tall one. I love the little stand that it goes on. This one is I think it was anvil gray. It's almost black, but it's not exactly black. The weathering doesn't show up very much on this one, but you can see it's streaked a little bit, and that's because it is it's painted in a matte color. Yeah, that's one of the little goofs I ran into about having these matte. I love doing matte, but yeah, especially in darker colors, the weathering doesn't show up very well. So when you're doing glossy and you do a glossy undercoat, weathering will always show up a lot more. And that's because weathering is supposed to be matte colors. You never want to weather something with glossy colors, because that makes no sense. Dirt isn't shiny. But when you put, when you put weathering on something that's glossy, then all of a sudden the weathering shows up a lot more, and that's why the like season 4 narrow gauge engines look so nice, because you know, they're painted in very glossy colors. However, they're also pretty heavily weathered, and that makes the paint stand out more where it is weathered, because you can see like the little hints of brown and black, especially on characters like Sir Handel and Duke especially. But yeah. Oh, and Rusty. But anyway, getting back to the topic at hand, I have another tank that's hiding under here. Yep. This one was, this one I broke, so I made it into like more of a rusty, broken up scrap piece almost. You can see, yeah, it's very rusted. And yeah, that's where it broke. It broke on one of the legs. So yeah, I mean, if I keep it like this, you can't really tell it's broken, but honestly, I need more scrap parts right now, so I mean, this guy just sort of works for a will. Scrap dressing kind of just fits along in the scrap heap. Oh, this video is going to turn out longer than I expected. I still have a few more tanks to go. Yeah, this is the 4th of 8, so yeah, we're halfway there. But yeah, this one was a metallic silver, and then I did a black finish on it, like a black spray, and then a brown spray. I sort of mixed the two up, here and there. And then I went back and did a few like streaks of weathering powder. It looks pretty nice. And yeah, you can see it's a bit shiny, and I like that aspect. I like that. We're gonna hide him back under the shed with all the scrap parts. Next up is my favorite. This one was also Alvin's favorite of the ones I showed him. It's this one, and this one I'm very proud of. So it was like a light gray color, and this one was done glossy. I even gloss coated it over, and then I weathered it, and because of that, it just looks so nice. You can see like, because yeah, the thing about that is you can see like the original paint shining through a little bit, and especially how reflective it is. It's, you know, it's supposed to be a tank, it's supposed to be a bit metallic, and so I really like that aspect. Yeah, this one is very nicely weathered. I'm really proud of how it turned out. I'm just gonna let the tank speak for itself a little bit here. It's got the same thing with the little cap on the top. And this one is held up with these two little end pieces. And it's got those, it's got these little dots on the side, which just add a little bit more detail. I wasn't sure if I should actually put them on the other side, because as I said, I was trying to go with the more simple Thomas aesthetic. But I was in favor of it. I thought they looked kind of nice. Yeah, see that? That looks, oh man, I love that. I'm really happy with this one. This was one of the last ones I did. I think it was the second to last, and because of that, I tried something very similar with the other one. It turned out pretty good, not as well as the other one, but this one was a darker gray, also a bit glossy. Yeah, you can see the shine from the white. Yeah, it's a darker gray, it has the same design, it's just longer. Two little dots and cap on the top. Yeah, this one, I like it being a bit bigger because, you know, it takes up more space on a set. You can see the streaks running down from, like, the cap. Yeah, this one's pretty nice. As I said, that other one is my favorite. Two more, yes. So, next is it's just a tiny version of this guy. This was painted, like, in, like, I believe an otter brown. It's a weird color. But, felt it matched the aesthetic. It was a satin color, so it was already sort of shiny, so I just left it as it is and then weathered it. This one was by far my laziest. I'm not very happy with this one. It's kind of a really forgettable one, but it's also very small, so it's not too noticeable. Yeah, I'm not very big on this one. It's Can't really see the weathering too much either. It's also kind of in part of the lighting, but yeah, the weathering doesn't really show up too much on this one. It's more so that, you know, I'd use like orange and brown weathering, and this was already sort of brown, so can't really see too much. I was thinking of doing a lighter brown to, you know, show up more on this, but then I thought that it would look too noticeable, it'd stick out too much, and I'd rather just have this as a little background tank. I think it's fine like that, you know, like here it looks fine, but as a standout like standalone item, it doesn't look too well. This guy, though, this guy as like a standalone item, it looks really nice. I really like this guy. So the final tank is something that Alvin gave me that was, he found on like the back of like a large truck kit or something like that. It's really weird, but it made for a really great set piece. I really love this thing. It's by far the nicest looking model that I have. Like, this one's the best painted, but as like a tank itself, this one just blows me away. It's so nice. I can't believe this came out of the back of a truck or something. Yeah, like a large, you know, like those large like car kits that you assemble. I believe it was something like that, or maybe a truck toy. I don't know, but it looks so nice. It's got these two little caps on the top with like a silver little fence or whatever piece. I forgot the term for that kind of metal, but yeah, I love that texture at the top. It's got even like a little extra detail on the base, and then of course all this detail. I love this. This just looks so nice. The little pipe and everything. It's not on the other side, but I like that because, you know, if you don't want the pipe to show, you can have this side, but if you want it to show, you can have it like this. I really am big on this tank. This one I'm very fond of. And you can see I did some like streak weathering, like some brown that goes down from the like the top. You always want to have the weathering pointed down from like caps or stuff, because, you know, if that's, especially if it's like holding liquid like oil or something like that, or water even, you know, it's going to be rusty where the water comes out. So then, you know, it would drip down from there. And yeah. So yeah, if you're ever weathering, that's the way you want to go. And obviously you can weather in other places too, but you want your main, like, you want it to be very heavily weathered in those areas. This is off topic, but, you know, I'll just throw it in as a little bonus, but that's the reason why I have, Thomas's tanks. I don't know if this will even show up on camera. Oh, it kind of will. You can see, like, around the cap for where the water goes in. You can see I weathered it. I made it look a bit rusty. I don't think it was like that in the show, but I just thought that'd be a nice touch. And the other place I weathered him was his cab, because the seam lines were still showing a little bit. So I was like, I'll just make that into rust. But yeah, so you guys even got a little bonus in for Thomas, because I know a lot of you guys have been suggesting Thomas. I'm sorry, I'll get to him eventually. But yeah, this video turned out a lot longer than I expected. I didn't know I had that much to talk about with these tanks, but I'm very proud of them. They make such nice little set pieces. And yeah, hopefully engines will be the next small discussion. I'll either do like Thomas or Emily, maybe Percy, probably not. Not Diesel, because I only have one more face to do for him, and I'd rather get that done first. But yeah, I think it might be Thomas. But yeah, I know I feel bad, but you know I'm sorry. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any other suggestions for these types of videos, let me know. If I know last week I did, or not last week, 2 days ago I did a work in progress one. So if you want to see more work in progress videos, let me know, because, you know, I'm always working on something. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more of these.